Greetings, Narrative family. Hope you're all well. I'm Jerry Tallow. I miss you guys. Privileged to be able to share some encouragements for you. But first, I want to show you something. I'm wearing the Narrative Sacred Robe. Look at this. That is a sacred vestment. So I am sanctified as we speak. Okay, I want to go to James chapter 1. He wastes no time. Verse 2, listen to what he says. Count it all joy, or in the NIV, count it pure joy, my brethren, when you meet trials of various kinds. For you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. Let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. Look, we're in a COVID-19 potential crisis. There are people dying, right? And we are supposed to, in the midst of this, count it pure joy. But if we don't understand what James is saying here, we could really conclude that he's lost his mind, because it's not joyful when you read the news or you go grocery shopping and no one's even talking to each other, right? First of all, he says, when you fall into trials, so we as a nation has, which means the church is in a trial. So it's here. Pure joy is a spiritual viewpoint James is taking. And the reason he said this right at the beginning, he wrote to everyone that was dispersed, and they were dispersed because they were being persecuted, and there were people being put to death. So it was not a fun time when James wrote this. Okay? But he says here, look, if you follow what God has for you in a trial, no matter what trial it is, and every time you come into a place of joy, there is a greater level of completion in you being conformed into his image. It doesn't make light of the trial. That is not what he's saying. James is saying you're seated with Christ in heavenly places. You need to be up here with God's perspective on what's going on and what he wants to do. So the bottom line, how do I come into pure joy, or how do I count it all joy when the crisis is so bad that the state capitol is locking everyone down into their homes? Here it is. It happens by me coming into a communion with the Lord Jesus Christ. And I come into that communion through worship. And I'm not talking about Sunday morning worship. That's great. But I'm talking about me and the Father. Jesus said, I am the vine, you are the branches in John 15. You're nothing without me. And if you're not connected to the vine, right, then you're not connected to the vineyard. So if you're not connected to me, you're not connected to the Father. So what James is saying is, look, when tough times come, you want to be steadfast, you need to get into the presence of the Lord. And when you do that, he does the transforming. Personally, for me, I have had a lot of profound worship time, and I'm here alone during the day. My daughter and the baby are back east. My son-in-law is on the job. So it's me and the dog. And the dog doesn't say too much unless I give her food. So worship is not thanking God for what he's doing. Worship is adoring him for who he is. Does that make sense to everybody? So I want you to think on that. And in a moment, I'm going to be recording part 2 of this. So I'll catch you shortly.